Welcome bass people to another gear check here on my channel. This time I'm gonna talk about the Bassiq 4 ISB bass from ISB guitars. Günter Eib is a luthier from the Stuttgart area in Germany. Actually, that's where I was born and raised and still live, so I know Günter for a very long time. And he started around mid-80s, partnering with different guys. But nowadays, he's alone in his little workshop, not only building instruments and repairing instruments, but also being very creative and innovative, finding new ways to make musicians happy. And that's sometimes not as easy, as we all know, right? So years ago, he invented a Sitar Bridge for electric guitar, which makes a guitar sound like an Indian instrument, the Sitar. He also was asked by Dominic Di Piazza, world famous bass player, to invent or develop a bridge system for him to make him sound like playing fretless on a fretted bass. So that was called the DDP, or still is called the DDP bridge, Dominic Di Piazza, right? He also invented the ISB Mega switch, which is kind of a special switch to allow to combine different pickups, three-way or five-way switch for guitars and basses, for single coils, humbuckers, and all different kinds of pickups. 10-15 years ago, it was en vogue to play hybrid instruments, electric instruments, guitars or basses, with the option to sound like an acoustic instrument, right? And most manufacturers back then combined a hollow body instrument with magnetic pickup and a piezo pickup in the bridge to make that acoustic vibe happening. And Günter Eib was thinking the other way around, not approaching the acoustic vibe via a pickup system, but bringing in acoustic elements into an electric instrument. So that's what the ISB bass is. ISB stands for Invisible Soundboard, and it has integrated a soundboard which starts resonating as you play and then bringing an acoustic vibe to the sound of the instrument. The instrument, of course, is picked up via a usual pickup. Come to that later. So no piezo in there, but this ISB system. Of course, invisible is not the whole truth, because when you turn it around, you actually can see what's going on there. So this is the soundboard, and with this system here, you can either lock it or you can enable the board to start vibrating. So in addition to that, we have an alder body with a spruce top, which is kind of unusual for electric instruments, but very often found on acoustic instruments. So that's another element of acoustic into electric. You can see kind of like an F hole, so to speak, right here. And that's just to make the acoustic vibe really happening also for the player. If you play it and you want to feel and you want to hear what you do and what it sounds like. And that's what this resonating hole, F hole, whatever you want to call it, is for. So here we go. First, I have the ISB system locked, so you cannot hear the board vibrating. And The electronics is active. We have a hybrid pickup here, and it's an active electronic. Both coils are on. Here we go. So that was without the soundboard. Now I switch it on, and let's hear the same thing with the vibrating soundboard. So it brings in kind of like a small acoustic flavor to the electric sound, right? But that's sonic detail, so to speak. I really like it because it's kind of like it's something fresh, it's something different. So I like it. Construction-wise, we of course have a bolt-on neck. Neck is made from maple and a Bassiq fretboard. The body again is from alder with a spruce top. We have a Delano pickup, which is a hybrid pickup here. Hybrid in this case means it has kind of like the Music Man coils here and the Fender-ish coils back there. And with this little switch here, you can either have this pickup as a kind of Music Man pickup or switch it back, and then you only have the bridge side coil and then have a kind of like a Fender-ish jazz sound, right? In this case, also the electronics is passive. If you turn it on to active, it's volume, bass, treble. The electronic comes from Noll, which also is a German brand. And also the hardware comes from German brands. ETS, responsible for the bridge system. And of course, Schaller tuners, as known from Fender, Music Man. A lot of other brands are Schaller tuners are mounted to the headstock. The headstock itself is kind of like a ISB trademark, so to speak, because it's fat as hell. Can you see that? That's why he mounted the tuners kind of like sunk into the headstock. And that's a cool thing because the strings over the saddle have enough pressure right here. And you know that problem, maybe you know that problem from some Fender basses, especially for the A string. You don't have enough pressure on the saddle. And that's, of course, a very, very smart solution for that problem too. And also, more wood on the headstock means more resonating material, right? And therefore more sustain and better sound. So that's what the headstock, the fat headstock, is for. So besides the ISB system, which you saw back here, it is a very common instrument. Nothing fancy besides that system. Günther Eib is not interested in having his instruments distributed via stores or something because he's a small one-man business and simply does not have the capacity of selling larger numbers to stores. So if you're interested in what he does in his instruments, you go visit his website, you find the link below. And that's from my side. This was the instrument today, IB Guitars Bassiq 4 ISB, a very special instrument. Thanks for watching. See you next week with another gear check.